All right, so if you're listening to this, you're probably at least a little bit interested in twin-cylinder motorcycle engines.
Yeah.
And that's awesome because they're really something special. And today we're going to do a deep dive on Emin.
Absolutely. And, it's fun. Our source material is actually like a mini podcast episode itself. So we get to kind of double dip into the deep dive. You know what I mean?
That's right. We get to go deep on their deep dives.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, twin-cylinder engines are so popular.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And for good reason. It's not just like they're, bragging rights for horsepower or whatever. It's this combination of like practicality and performance.
Yeah.
But also like a certain character. I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah, no, you're right. There's a certain feel to them.
Yeah.
And I think one of the most interesting things about twin-cylinder engines is how the arrangement of those two cylinders, like, really, really impacts the riding experience.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
You can almost think of it like a piano versus a violin, Both make music, but the way they create and deliver that sound is completely different.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
So let's break it down.
Yeah.
What is a twin-cylinder engine?
Well, at its simplest, it's two cylinders working together,
Yeah.
to power the motorcycle.
Right.
But as you kind of hinted at before, it's the way those cylinders are arranged.
Yeah.
The positioning of those cylinders relative to each other.
Yeah.
That's what dictates the character of the engine.
Oh, yeah.
And in the end, it's your experience as a rider.
Right. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
So let's get into like the different main configurations then.
Okay. That's good.
And maybe let's start with what is probably the most common.
Okay.
The parallel twin.
Yeah. So the parallel twin, those cylinders are positioned side by side, just straight up and down.
Uh-huh.
Really straightforward design, very versatile, and generally speaking, they're easier to maintain.
Yeah.
Which is why they're so popular with newer riders.
Right.
And there are a ton of great parallel twins out there. Yeah. The Yamaha MT-07 is a great example. The Kawasaki Ninja 650, those are popular for a reason,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great bikes.
So we've got the parallel twin, but then let's move on to something with a little more,
right,
I don't know, attitude.
Okay.
The V-twin engine.
Ah, yes, the V-twin.
Yeah.
Those cylinders set in that V shape, the iconic V formation.
Yeah.
It gives them that unmistakable rumble.
Mm-hmm.
That's become synonymous with certain brands.
Totally, yeah.
Harley-Davidson especially.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I've heard some people say it's like a heartbeat.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not just the sound.
Yeah.
The distinct sound that sets a V-twin apart.
Right.
They also tend to deliver more torque.
Okay.
At lower RPMs.
Gotcha.
And torque, that's that twisting force that gets you going.
Yeah.
It's what you feel when you accelerate hard from a standstill.
Right. Okay. So that explains why V-twins are so popular for cruising and,
Yes.
longer rides.
Absolutely.
Because you get that power when you need it.
You got it.
Without having to rev the engine super high.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then we have our third big player.
Okay.
The boxer twin.
All right.
Sometimes called the flat twin.
The Doxer twin. Yeah. I'll admit, the first time I saw a boxer engine,
Yeah.
it looked a little strange to me.
They are kind of unique looking.
Yeah.
The cylinders are horizontally opposed.
Okay.
So they extend outwards, on either side of the crankshaft.
Okay.
Now, you might think that's just an aesthetic choice,
Yeah.
but it actually has a big impact on the bike's handling.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that flat arrangement
Uh-huh.
gives the engine a lower center of gravity.
Okay.
And when the center of gravity is lower, the bike just feels more stable and planted.
That's
Especially
good.
at speed or when you're cornering.
Right.
Think about like a tightrope walker
Yeah.
using a long pole to balance. It's kind of the same idea.
Right.
And BMW's R-Series motorcycles. They're known for their precision handling,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of that comes from that inherent stability
Okay.
of the boxer twin engine.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. So we got the parallel twin,
Yep.
the V-twin,
Uh-huh.
and the boxer.
Yes.
The big three configuration.
The big three.
But why would someone choose a twin-cylinder engine in the first place?
It's really about finding that sweet spot
Okay.
between power and complexity.
Mm.
They give you more oomph than a single-cylinder engine,
Yeah.
but they're not as bulky or as intricate as a four-cylinder.
So not too hot,
Right.
not too cold.
Yeah.
The Goldilocks of engine types.
That's a good way to put it. Although I wouldn't say they're always just right.
Right.
A high-revving four-cylinder
Sure.
can be absolutely exhilarating in its own way.
Totally.
And a single cylinder can be perfect for certain types of riding.
Yeah.
You know, it all depends on what you want out of the bike.
So the best engine is whatever fits your riding style.
Absolutely.
And your priorities.
Exactly.
I think it's important to mention, though, like the feeling, the sound, the vibes that a twin-cylinder engine makes.
Oh, yeah.
That's something you can't really quantify.
Nope.
On a spec sheet.
Not at all.
You know?
It's like, reading about a beautiful sunset versus experiencing it firsthand.
Yeah.
The way a V-twin's rumble resonates through you, the smooth, linear power delivery of a well-tuned parallel twin, you know, it just adds another layer to the whole experience.
It's that emotional side of it.
Exactly. It goes beyond just the numbers.
Totally, yeah. I remember the first time I rode a bike with a V-twin engine.
Yeah.
I was at a stoplight.
Okay.
And when I took off, it felt like the engine was pulling me forward with this wave of torque.
Nice.
It was incredible.
That's awesome.
And it's not even just like the raw power.
Yep.
It's the sound, the vibrations, the way it responds to your input.
It all works together
for
a unique and engaging experience.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see how manufacturers are keeping these classic engine designs relevant.
Yeah.
Like Royal Enfield.
Yeah.
With the Interceptor 650 and the Continental GT 650.
Great examples.
Yeah.
They use like a modern take on that parallel twin design, you know?
Yeah.
So it's proof that the classic layout still has a lot to offer.
Yeah, it blends the classic character with the modern engineering and tech.
Exactly.
So anyone listening, now that we've gone over all of this, all the different types of twin-cylinder engines, which one speaks to you?
That's the question, right?
Yeah.
Do you crave that V-twin rumble?
Yeah.
Or do you want the precision and balance of a boxer? Or maybe just the accessible versatility of the parallel?
Think about your riding style, you know?
Yeah.
What kind of experience are you looking for?
Exactly.
Are you after low-end grunt, top-end scream, something in between?
Yeah, what's, makes your heart race?
I'd say the best way to figure all that out is to just experience it yourself.
That's right.
You know, do your research.
Yeah.
Go check out some bikes in person.
Absolutely.
Maybe even take a few for a test ride.
You got to try them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because finding the right engine, it's a personal choice.
It really is.
It's about finding that machine that resonates with you.
Yeah.
That fits your style and makes every ride an adventure.
Well said.
Thanks.
Go out there, everyone.
Yeah.
Find your perfect twin-cylinder companion.
Ride safe.
Ride safe.